Belmont Stakes Day picks. Everything you need to know to win big. Well, it's that time of year again, and I'm joined by my guest analyst tonight, Robert Finaro, a tremendous handicapper, has given out huge hits on this show. Um, a turf specialist handicapper, Euro specialist, big replay watcher, and trip player. And many of you probably recognize him from The Sopranos. Many of you know him as Eugene Pontecorvo, seasons 3 to 6, other movies, television, now an author, homemade 8 Sopranos stories, 8 homemade recipes. They're out. That's out there now. You can get that at all the big book chains and Amazon.com. Check it out. I'm Alan. What I do, I'm a racing analyst. I bring you this show, Horse Racing Plus, selections, pre-recorded videos, also a racing analyst, and the creator of Coach Allen's Racing Report. What we're going to be doing here is this. We're going to be covering every race in the All Stakes Pick 5, races 9 through 13 in order. Races in the Pick 5, you can play that for 50 cents. We'll tell you the top 3 horses we like, who we'll be using, and we'll lead off with Robert. Robert, who do you like in the Japer Stakes? A little bit about that stakes. This race, it is 5.5 furlongs on turf, and it's a grade 1, $500,000 purse, and this looks like a doozy. Who do you like here, Bobby?
Well, like any other 5 furlong race or 5.5 furlong race, one mistake and it's curtains. You lose a step, 2 steps, get out of the gate. So in this race, I'm more of a spread. My pick is the 5 horse, Reef Runner. I just like his statistics. His workouts are off the board. William Buick didn't lose by much, a length and a half. It was a big field in Dubai, and I will point out to the racing fans that he was carrying 132 pounds that particular day. Today he's carrying 126, and he keeps his rider Irad Ortiz, who won with him in Abdulaziz overseas. He has raced in America. He has a win at Gulfstream Park at 5 in a closing kind of a race. He has run at Santa Anita and won the Eddie D Stakes at grade 2 in 25. So I think he's ready to run another good race. Now, that being said, I did spread out with some other horses. The other horses is works for me, the 4 horse. Lee Joseph is the trainer. He retains Flavien Prat, one of the best turf riders. So you always want to have Prat. He's got quick brains. He's a closer. If the race breaks down, the horse could be there. You want to try to get a price. He's 6-1. If you're running in a pick 5, you want to get a little bit of a price. The other horse, of course, is the Baltus horse, who's extremely talented, Ag Bullet, and he's a speed demon. If he goes to the front, catch me if you can. Leave him out at your own risk. I like him also. I am a fan of the 9 horse. As you can see, I'm spreading with the 9 horse, 26 black. He's a dead stone closer. He's not that bad. He's improving. He lost by a neck in the elusive quality at Aqueduct May 2nd. So he's got race shape. Paz is a good trainer. Look for him in a deep stretch. And, of course, I'll go with my man, Jose Ortiz. Mark Cassie, who had a terrific day today, won 2 big races. He won the Bed of Roses, and he won the other race with his other horse. He won 2 races. My boy Prince, the 10 horse, who's a great, who really didn't lose by much last time. He was closing really well. The post position is not very good, the 10 horse at 5.5 furlongs, but he does have a top jockey on him. So my picks are press with the 5 and go with the 4, 6, 9, and 10. So 4, 5, 6, 9, and 10. That's it for me, AH.
Good, great job. Thanks, Bobby. I'm looking at this now. I really like the. I also like the 9. Also, 26 black. He's my third choice, but you can't dismiss what he's done at Saratoga. At this track, he's run 7 times here, 2 wins, 3 seconds, and a third. And at the distance, he's never missed the board. 6 tries, 6 races, 2, 3, and 1. So he always shows up in the money, and he's a nice price, 12-1. But he loves this track, loves the distance, so that jumped out at me. I'm going to go to my first choice. Very tough race, a bunch of horses that can win. I'm looking at I'm looking at Litigation and Brian Lynch, number 3, open 7-2. I'm looking at the combination of the Brisnet and the Thurgraph, and I'm this way and that way on the 3. I hate to lose with him. He hasn't won here, but he's 5 for 9 at the distance, and he runs inside. He's my top choice. Florent Giroux, the jockey, Brian Lynch. There are other big names in here. And another one here is number 10, My Boy Prince, Mark Cassie, another one that runs well at the distance. He's 2 for 6 with a second and a third. He has a second here in 2 races, but 102 Brisnet. Mark Cassie, always a dangerous turf trainer. Big with shippers, 18%. Graded stakes, 12%. Like you said, he had a big day on Acorn Day at Saratoga today. So 3, 10, 9. And you turned me on to this 5. Now I kept looking at that one and going away from it. And I was a little concerned because he doesn't really, well, he's run the distance before. Hasn't run the 5.5 recently, but he does win. He has number 5. Irad Ortiz, very, very solid sheet numbers. And he did get beaten by AG Bullet, who I don't have. And what I'm really tempted to do here, and what I'm going to do is this. I believe I'm going to jump off of the 3 Litigation. That may be a tricky move. I'm looking at that 6. But I'm going to leave it like this, 3, 10, 9, 5 for now. And I'm going to recheck that tomorrow, the Boltus factor. And I'm going back to Lynch a second. He's having a strong 2026, 25%. Yeah, I'm going to stick with it, 3, 10, 9, and 5. So we do have 3 of the same horses in there. And let's go on to the 10th race now. So you pick 5 players. We're going to go shoot through these 5 races, pay a little more attention to the Belmont Stakes. Now we're going to go to race number 10. This is a hell of a race. 7 furlongs, the Woody Stevens Stakes. G1, purse 500,000 for 3-year-olds. 7 furlong race. Who do you like here, Robert?
Well, if you're playing a pick 5, you got to look for 1 single. And although I'm a really big fan of Englishman, and he's cutting back to 7, they're cutting back to 7 furlongs. We know that speed's been ruling the day, but Crude Velocity seems to be a kind of horse that he doesn't let horses get too far behind him. And I'm looking to single the 6, Crude Velocity here. I got to swing for the fences. I am going against my Sherry Duvall, who I love. And I just think that this horse seems to have the capability of just being able to rate and pounce. And his Bayer speed figure is really tremendous, 100 Bayer speed figure. It's the best in this field, that's for sure. I'm hoping that he can repeat his last performance. And judging by the trainer, who was a fantastic trainer, Bob Baffert, he will do this. So I am going to be singling Crude Velocity, 6 horse. Your call.
Okay, so you're going a single. You're not going any deeper there.
Nope.
And if you're going to single one, that's really the most likely choice. I did absolutely. His sheet numbers are tremendous. He's undefeated. He's throwing zeros, pitching zeros. I let off with Crude Velocity for a lot of the same reasons you had. He did beat Englishman the last time solidly by 3 lengths after trailing him, tracking him around the track at a mile. Now, I do want to go to Obliteration as my second choice. Englishman is my first choice. My second choice is a Steve Asmussen horse, number 2, Obliteration. He's the only one besides Englishman, Crude Velocity throwing third.
Can you explain the Englishman being your first choice?
Englishman is my third choice.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you said first choice. Okay.
Okay. I was originally, when we were talking earlier this week, I was on him at first, but I think he's going to. I think he's facing 6 speed, so I'm not sure how that's going to affect his pace. I like Englishman to hang on for third, and Crude Velocity first. My second choice is number 2, Obliteration. He's run in far more experience, has more class than Englishman at this point. He's finished second in a G2 before. In G3, he won big here at Saratoga by 10 lengths last July with a 97 Brisnet. Run here twice, a win in a second. And thing is the 7 furlongs, but he kind of closes into, he's an early presser, so I believe the extra distance is going to do him some good. Asmussen and Johnny V. So Obliteration at 8-1. He's my second choice. And my third choice, which breaks my heart, is Englishman, because him turning back a furlong, maybe this one has the controlling speed, and maybe he needed that first stakes race at the Pat Mile to get the experience. Now that he has it, and he was leading most of the way at a mile, entered the stretch up a half a length, got in a bit of a duel back and forth with Crude Velocity. I could see him possibly turning the tables on Crude Velocity, but right now I need to see it to believe it. So 6-2-7, race number 10 for me in that race, and 6 speed. Put up really faded badly after leading. Setting the pace in the Kentucky Derby. Those are my top 3 choices there, and you're going to be singling this, Robert. Crude
Yes.
Velocity. Okay, now we're going to go to race number 11, moving right along. These are amazing races. These are really amazing races. This is the Metropolitan Grade 1 $1 million purse, 1 mile on dirt. Okay. So who do you like here?
Well, of course, I got to go with the Nyquist. Nyquist is Nysos is a terrific horse.
You made nice money on him on the Breeders' Cup Day.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm just hoping that he runs the form, and this is a special race because it comes out of that chute at AH.
I see it right.
Comes out of that straight chute and makes the first turn. So I think you really want to be on the inside on that turn. You know what I'm saying? So I think Nysos is definitely going to go out, rate, and be on the inside juxtaposed to that outside. He's my horse that I like. I think the 3 horse could be quite dangerous. So I am going to put Todd Pletcher's Antiquarian in this race. He's running a 1-turn mile. A 2-turn mile, but I like this horse. I think he's a sneaky good horse. He's at 6-1. I am going to throw the 4 horse, the Brad Cox horse, Swordy Crown, just because Irod's running him. He had a good day today on his horses, and he's a dangerous jockey. and I think this is a damn good horse. He won his last two. He won the Commonwealth Grade 3. Setting him up for this race in April, and Cox is going to have him ready for sure. You know,
Yeah, and
definitely
he's going to save, and he's definitely going to save ground out of that chute into that turn with his speed.
yes.
He
So
might
yeah,
cut over to the rail.
yep.
You know, who
He's got
knows?
that speed. Yep, he's got that speed. So, and
$3.6 million earner.
and then lastly, you're going to think I'm crazy. I am going to throw out Knightsbridge. I think he's vulnerable here, and I'm going to put in your horse, Journalism, the 7. I think he's a dangerous horse, and I don't think he'll get left out. So I got Journalism, and I have I have in this race the 1, 3, 4, 7.
1,
I
3,
threw
4.
out, I threw out Knightsbridge. I really don't want to do that, but it's going to cost me more money. You got to make a choice, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to just do it. I just think this is different company than what Knightsbridge has been running. He's running a different company now, and I think this company is a very good company.
Oh, absolutely. You got G1 horses in this race, and he's been running. Well, he finally did run a G1 last time, and he laid an egg, which was a bit of a problem.
Yeah.
But that was at 7 furlongs.
Yes, true.
So I don't know. And, he didn't run quite as fast early as he did the last time. I don't know if he didn't like Churchill Downs. No, he won it there before by 10 lengths. Okay, 1, 3, 4, 7 for you. Now in the Metropolitan, my top choice is number 6, Knightsbridge. I can't overlook I'm going to forgive him for the last for the last race. I think he's getting back in his wheelhouse now at a mile. At a mile, he's 3 for 4 with a second place finish. He never ran on this track, but a -3 Thorograph number 2 back. I can't overlook that. And I see him as the speed in this race. And I think Godolphin, usually you have Belmont and you have with his main man, Junior Alvarado. And this one owned and bred by Godolphin. So, if anyone could rebound from a bad race, I think it's Belmont can get him there and backed by the Godolphin team. So I'm putting him on top. And my second choice is number 7. This might be a little questionable. I just think there's a lot of class here in this horse. Over $4.4 million earned, Journalism. He's 1 for 1 at the distance at this mile. And he's really jumps forward. All his Thorograph numbers are zeros and -1. And now he's suddenly popped up with a -2 last race. And he did want to run a 108 Brisnet last year at Saratoga, where he finished second to Sovereignty in the Belmont Stakes. So here he's back again on Belmont Stakes Day. I see he seems like the class of the race for me. Look at all his races: G2, G1, 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 G1. And he's won a couple of those G1s. And he's run here. So he's my second choice to Knightsbridge. And I'm with you with Antiquarian, Todd Pletcher's number 3. This is one that ran gigantic at Saratoga last summer and won the Jockey Club Gold Cup. And who did he beat? Sierra Leone that day. Now, yeah, Sierra Leone, who finished second to him. But he ran out there, and he's an early depressing type. Todd Pletcher, of course, always dangerous. He's going now second off the layoff Antiquarian. I think they ran him in a prep race at G3 last time. On May 3rd, he won that by 5 3/4. He's 3 races here, a win and a second. And at the distance, 2 races, a first and a second. Giant numbers, 6 to 1. It would not shock me at all if he won. Nysos, I'm this way and that way about him. The horse has done absolutely nothing wrong. 9 wins, 9 races, 7 wins in 2 seconds, 2 for 2 at the distance. Leave him out at your own peril. I'm just wondering if he likes it a little longer. And well, he likes it. He's going to be around. He's certainly dangerous. By the sheet numbers, though, I just want to compare him to some of the sheet numbers that I'm looking at. He's run 3 races, -0, -2/10, -2/10, -2/10, like 0.2. Okay, which is beautiful. So those are his last 3 races, and he's won 2 of 3 of them. The other one is second. But if you look at what Antiquarian has put up on this track, and this one hasn't run at Saratoga yet. Nice. So Antiquarian at Saratoga is 2 races, -4 and a -1. And his comeback race, he ran a -1. So he's already running faster than Nisos there. And we go down to Knightsbridge, -3, second fastest race of any horse in this race except Antiquarian. And then the one with the third fastest race is Journalism. So I'm almost going by the sheet numbers, and also Nisos. Again, hasn't raced here. I don't know. We got to see what happens, but he's certainly dangerous. You could certainly put him in there. And Sortie Crown, Sortie Crown, if you go back to December, Christmas week of 2024, which is like, what, a year and a half ago? I don't know. He ran a -3, so if he brings his A game, yeah, Robert, I agree. This one could be extremely dangerous with Irad Ortiz and Brad Cox and with his early speed. I kind of expect we're going to see a speed duel between Sortie Crown and Knightsbridge, and we'll have to see how they hold up there. But my right horse is 6, 7, 3 for the Metropolitan. And now moving on to this next race, which is a doozy. Race 12, the Manhattan Stakes, G1 race, $1 million purse, 1 mile and 3/16 on turf. Holy smokes. What do you think, Robert?
Well, we already, John Silver, of course, let us know last night that Rhetorical's running with an aluminum pad. I don't know what that is, has some sort of hoof issue, which, deterministic, the 5 horse is the horse to beat, I feel, due to the fact that Rhetorical has this hoof issue. Now, Rhetorical so far hasn't been scratched, but don't be surprised. Anything can happen between now and then.
That would be
that would be terrible, but these horses are very expensive. So we'll see tomorrow what's the story with that. Now, I was hoping, I think that judging by the mile and 3/16 race today, where I had Kakura and Chad Brown, said at the beginning of the race, don't be surprised if Portfolio doesn't go out. And he told the jockey, that he would go out, Flavin Pratt, that he would go out, and that he don't be surprised if he's going out. He's not going to be, rating. And he won the race, so it was a good strategy. But he put them to sleep in a way. He ran a 49. He ran a 23. He went to the front, and it became this whole issue where what I have about this mile and 3/16 on the turf is that a lot of the horses run out of real estate, the good horses. And at first I thought Rhetorical could be the controlling, he's just running lights out. I mean, how do you leave him out? But now with this foot issue, this hoof, this aluminum pad, I don't know what to think. So then I have to say that Determination is going to set the pace. Now, I'm hoping that Rhetorical runs so we have some sort of pace in there. If he doesn't run, Deterministic can come wire to wire. He's a damn good horse. He's like little Mike. He's got
Right.
that ability like little Mike, So now that being said, okay. There is a horse in here that I'd like to see win the race. I have him in my turf pick 5. As a matter of fact, I have him as a single, the 8 horse, One Stripe. It just seems that this horse can't just get the racing luck that he needs. The last race he ran at 1 mile, he was right there at the end, but he could not put it away. He could not put the race away against Zulu Kingdom. He beat Rhetorical that day. He saved ground. He waited and Johnny V rode a great race, but he just couldn't put away Zulu Kingdom. Now, that's a grade 1 race, the Maker's Mark. So we know the horse has definitely got race shape. Motion is a great trainer. He's a sneaky trainer. If you look at the 2-back race at the Gulfstream Park Pegasus Day, he was right there. He had to go extremely wide. We had him that day. We couldn't beat test score. So it just seems that the horse has bad racing luck. Now, if you judge that he had
That
the
was
mile,
unbelievable. Yeah.
if you judge that he has the mile this race, and he stretches out to the 3/16, maybe because of the fact that he's used to America and he's been running around the 2 turns, and Lorena, his jockey who rode him on Pegasus Day, came back to ride him again. He ran on Thursday, and Lorena's back on him. He's his jockey that won the grade 1 races in Kenilworth, in Kenilworth in South Africa. This is a graded stakes horse. If Lorena can get the right trip on him and there's speed up top, he does have a chance at 6-1. I'm just telling the bettors that he's a good value. So watch out for him. Now, Alan says I'm a Euro specialist. I'm okay. I like to look at the European races. I like to watch their form. I'm a member of French Gallop. I looked at Bright Picture. He's going to be one of the favorites. You're not going to be able to bet him to win because he's going to be at least 2-1. And he's a dead stone closer. Now, the thing about Bright Picture is that if you look at his running line, 1 mile and 5/16, 1 mile and a quarter, 1 mile and a quarter, 1 mile and 3/16, he came in third. He came in third that day. So you cut him back. He's got a tremendous kick. So again, we need a fast pace up top. Now, do I say this horse is not capable? He certainly is capable of winning this race. If I was playing multi-plays, I'd have to put him in my pick 5. I have to put him in my pick 5 because he ran against this horse called Dars, and Dars is a grade 1 race, and he came in second to Dars, which is pretty impressive, and that was April 26th. Kukura came in second. Kukura had the same kind of form too. So the horse can't be discounted, but at the same time, what's his behavior on the track? Is he going to like it? Kukura loved the track today. He was by himself. He didn't need a pony. He was well behaved in the paddock. There's a lot of people. What's going to happen with Bright Picture? I know that Henry Griffard, he has his horses really relaxed. Andre Fabre, he's a terrific trainer, and he'll have this horse ready. He's a dangerous horse, but I'm not sure that the distance suits him, given that there's not going to be a lot of pace. If there is a lot of pace, look for him at the end. He's going to be carrying 122 pounds, 2 pounds lighter than a lot of the other horses. He carried 128 at Longchamp in the Prix Garnet grade 1. 128. He drops 6 pounds. 6 pounds. 6 pounds. That's a lot. So he's a dangerous horse. Now, who do I prefer? I prefer the 8. Okay? But I cannot leave out the 6. I also say Deterministic is a sneaky horse. He's a damn good horse. You know, Alan, I had him at Gulfstream that day. I told you about him. You didn't believe me in the Manhattan. Remember? Saratoga and the Manhattan in June last year. I told you it's Deterministic, right?
Yes.
He came in. He beat Integration. So I can't leave him out. So I am going to go with the 5, the 6, and the 8. And Rhetorical, if I'm moving forward, I'm not going to leave Rhetorical out.
So you got 5, 8, 6, and then
I like the 8, the 6, and the 5. That's the order. That's what I want. But I'm going to put the 5, 8, 6, and I am going to leave Rhetorical in my picks. I just can't throw him out because he's Rhetorical.
Great minds think alike, Bobby. And I'll tell you what I'm doing. Yeah.
All right. Go ahead.
That would be a shame if he scratches.
So I hope I explained what I was talking about made some sense to some of the bettors.
Yes, because the distance definitely makes a difference. I was looking at a bright picture as well. I decided not to use them. I was a little concerned about the distance. Very in great form right now. Who I let off with, I did the same as you. I like deterministic. I don't trust a rhetorical. A beautiful horse wins a lot of races. I don't, hung on the last time against, managed to hang on. Did win at a the distance was, what is the distance there? The distance of that last race, rhetorical. It was 1.125 miles. It's going to have to go a little longer this time.
No, it's shorter. 1.125 is shorter than 1.316 miles.
Right. So he's going to have to go a little longer this time. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You're right.
Running
Yeah,
he does some good running at a mile and 1/16. And I think deterministic is going to beat him to the punch. I'm leading there, and I'm with you. Yeah, he's a win machine, deterministic. Look at these races. First, second, first. Come on. And he's in great form. He's throwing up beautiful numbers. Miguel Clement is lights out in route races.
What's your feeling on the pace? The pace. I like to see the pace projector on this. They have it at DRF, but I don't.
I could see them going at it, and I could see deterministic beating him to the punch. And I don't think he has to, though.
There will be pace in this race. I'm just curious what your feelings are. I mean, because today the race at the 1.316 without pace, the closes really can't get in there. I mean, I need a 48 flat. I need a 48. I need some fractions that are a little bit better than today in order for us to get a closer in there. I'm talking about to the bettors to try to get value. I mean, you're not going to get value with deterministic, nor are you going to get value with rhetorical. So, I mean, you want to get the winner, of course, when you're playing a multiplayer play like we're doing, But if you're going to make some really good picks that are outside the box, you want to have some price.
It's going to be deterministic, and rhetorical might take the short lead on him. You got to see with the hoof issue, because rhetorical doesn't grab the lead all the time like deterministic does. He's more of a front runner than rhetorical is.
The question is, are they going to allow deterministic to govern the race? And you know what I mean? Today was a different kind of story. I'm hoping that they don't allow it. They see it coming and they go for it, But if you look at all the horses, they're all closes,
Yeah. I think just based on the running style, and I could see deterministic being the one that leads the way in this race. Not guaranteed, but that's what I see as the leader in this race.
Right.
And what I did here, I led with deterministic, and I did what we're talking about here, and I did like one stripe. This is one I believe the extra distance is going to help him, and he's come so close, and I could see him winning, or I could see a 5/8 exactor in this race. I could see it, like he's beaten rhetorical before. Graham motion. Okay, the jockey's going to get another shot. Yeah, I like one stripe second.
I have to agree. I have to agree with you with that exacta. Yeah.
And one that I think also seems to be rounding forward with a very big thoroughgraph number in his last. He's really curving forward. I know rhetorical beat him. Make me king. I think he turns the table on rhetorical this time.
It's just that
put up a 1 last time. And
I understand what he did last time, but the way rhetorical beat him, it was just, and I watched the race, and he wasn't that wide. I mean, I don't get how he got the 1, but he just didn't seem to me like a horse that can really close at that distance, you know, at the 360 with the extra distance, you know what I mean? So
Yeah, the distance concerns me a little bit. He gets Jose Ortiz.
well, he's going to keep the mount. Ortiz
Yeah,
is going to
and
keep
he
the mount.
ran well in a G1. Is coming in second in that race. There's nothing to be
I
ashamed
just
of.
think that Bright Picture is a better horse than him for sure. Bright Picture is a better horse closer than
Well,
him.
I'm almost looking at both of those two. Bright Picture's a tough one to leave out. I'm looking for the value with Make Me King inside with Ortiz.
All right.
Yeah, and Flavian Pratt certainly no slouch on Bright Picture. And my fourth choice is I will respect him by the numbers, and and he's been running in high quality races. Has run well at the Spa. Rhetorical. He's my fourth choice this race. I don't want to get knocked out of a multi-race play by leaving him out. That's not the time.
Maybe the shoe issue is not going to be a problem if they run him. Maybe, I mean, I wouldn't run a horse like Rhetorical because he's a great horse. I mean, if you look at the race shape, Rhetorical is running lights out now. I mean, without that shoe problem, I mean, I couldn't, I would hope to try and beat him, but I would say, there's the winner. You know what I mean? He's just in great shape. He's just looking so fantastic. He would look so great in his last race, and I mean, you don't want to leave him out. I mean, I wouldn't leave him out, but I mean, if he didn't have that shoe problem, it'd be hard for me to, unless they pressed each other really hard, Deterministic and Rhetorical, they pressed each other hard up top, and I'm hoping that if that's the scenario, but I'm not sure it's going to happen. And that's all.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Who's running really well now? A 30-1 shot. Tis Dashing, the one horse. He came in. He lost by 3 and change at Keeneland at a mile. I don't know. He seems to be running well for Barclay Tagg and Castellano. Totally outclassed, but by the speed figures, not impossible to hit the board. I don't see him winning. He's 30-1. But yeah, I'm just going with the Make Me King in there and Jose Ortiz and Determinist.
So what are your picks?
5, 8, 3, 7.
And I have the
5, 8, 6, 7.
I have the 5, 6, 7, 8.
You have 8 as your second choice. You have 8 as your second choice, or 6?
No, I want the 8 as my first choice. But I'm spreading with the 5, 6, 7, 8.
5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so those two are actually.
I'm spreading. I want the 8.
But you're done with the 8.
I would say 8, 5, 6. I would say 8, 5, 6. I like your exacta, your 8, 5 exacta. I love that exacta, the 8, 5 exacta. If I'm live, I might play that exacta. Regardless, that I would be live to the 8 in the turf pick 5. We'll see. I'm not sure I'm going to need racing luck, but judging from this race, and I did look at Bright Picture, and that 6 pound swing is interesting. Now that really does interest me. Now that 122 6 pound swing, that's a big swing, man. It's a dangerous horse.
I'll be watching. I'm watching the board on that. You think he was saying you don't think we're going to get more than 2-1 on him?
Well, he's 3-1 now, and they're all picking him. They're all saying, like today when I went in with Kokura, Maggie did point out that he did run against Gazora, and he came in second to Gazora, which I went back and I watched that race. I said that's a grade 1 race. He came in second to Gazora. This is a good horse. They left the horse. I think they left the horse at he went 9-1, 8-1. Now the bettors, I don't freaking understand them because they all like to bet these foreign horses, and some of them they lock into. Even with he was 9-1 after Maggie spoke, he went down to 8-1. I said to myself, these bettors are they're not too savvy because they all get on board with, they're like lemons, being led to slaughter, some of them. You know what I mean? I mean, how do you give this horse 8-1 who came in second to Gazora, who just ran a terrific race in France, and Griffard knows how to bring him across the pond? I'm sorry. He knows how to. He's got it down to a science. So how do you let him go at 8-1? You know what I mean? So I was very, very surprised. Now, the bettors seem to. Everyone's pointing out Bright Picture. So they're talking about Bright Picture. So I can guarantee you, he won't be 8-1. You know, and I can guarantee you, you might get 2-1 at the most, 3-1 at the most. If you get 4 to 5-1, bet him. But I don't see it happening. But beware to leave him out, because I'm looking at that swing, that 6-pound swing, and that means a lot. 6 pounds.
Oh, it's huge.
At a mile 16th. I didn't really notice that today, but now I'm noticing it now. And that's a pretty big swing, AH. I don't know how you feel about it.
Well, a thoroughgraph point, every 5 pounds is equal to knock off a thoroughgraph point, make it lower a point. So you could take, if he's getting a 6-point swing, you could take the 3s that he's running and turn them into 2s, basically,
right?
The thoroughgraph with the 6 pounds.
Yeah.
So it definitely makes a big difference. And
yeah,
for every 5 points, it's worth a thoroughgraph point. Sometimes you see these horses getting spotted 10 pounds. That's like 2 points. That's huge, Bobby.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, so we move on to the big race.
The big race.
The Belmont Stakes. This is the one everyone's talking about. Now, this is the purse on this race. Let me bring it up. Okay, being run at a mile and a quarter. Next year, when we get back to the new Belmont Park, we'll go back to the traditional mile and a half. Belmont Stakes, purse, G1, $2 million race for 3-year-olds. All right, this is going to be a barn burner, man. Who do you like here?
You know, a very, very, very difficult race. It's it's hard for me to say one horse here, because I'm a little bit emotional about Sherry DeVore. I love her a lot, and I've been watching Golden Tempo and how everyone's saying, "Oh, he can't win. He can't win. He can't win." And all the bettors, yeah, he's a good horse, but and I just don't think you can throw Golden Tempo under the bus. I pointed it out to a few friends. I said to them, look, the horse definitely needs a target. Okay, he needs pace. But if you look at the Louisiana Derby and Emerging Market, that particular day, who won the race, and if you look at what Jose did, bring him to the inside and how he was gaining. And Sherry had said prior to the Derby, the only thing she said to Jose was keep him straight, as opposed to angling in somewhat. Just find the lane. Now, of course, he benefited from the pace, but if you want us to look at the Louisiana Derby and say that, hey, if he went straight, he could have been right there with the other horses, and that was 1 mile and 3/16. Tomorrow he runs 1 mile and a quarter. Okay, the 1 mile and a quarter. He's going to want a target. Okay, now power shift is in there. Rapoli put power shift in it to press the pace for Renegade. Renegade is one of my picks. He's my top two. My top 2 picks are Golden Tempo and Renegade.
In that order?
I can't get around. Yes, I can't get around those 2 picks. It's hard for me to get around those 2 picks. If I was to pick another horse, I did go a little bit wider here. I went with the 4.
Okay, so you have Renegade as your top, Golden Tempo as your top pick, followed by
Golden
Renegade.
Tempo is my top pick. I'm going against everybody.
Okay.
I'm going 9, 4, 7, 8. Emerging Market, 7 Commandment and Emerging Market. I'm talking about my pick 5.
Okay, so you got 7, 4. Anybody else in that as your main picks?
I have 4. I have 9, 4, 7,
Wait a
8.
second. Okay, Golden Tempo, 9, 4, 7, Commandment, followed by Emerging Market, 8.
Yes. I like emerging market more than I like commandment, but I'm going
Oh,
four.
Emerging Market is my second choice.
And so that's my picks. On the top, I'm going to stay with the champ. I'm sorry, folks. I know you don't like me because you don't think that this horse can do it, but I think he's as dangerous as any other horse in here. And catch me if you can.
This is the thing with Golden Tempo. I think he's a wonderful horse. He just looks on the slow side. That's, by the numbers, by the Thorograph, by the Brisnet, and he needs things to go his way.
You
And
did say that after the Louisiana Derby. Watch out for him. You did say that.
the Golden Tempo, I don't trust him to win this race.
Okay.
I just think I see Renegade by the numbers and the running style. Had a bad break. Was hit hard at the start of the Derby, and he still almost won. He only lost by a neck. So I see him coming back and winning this race. Just looks like the fastest horse to me. My second choice here.
Renegade is your first choice.
Yeah, Renegade's my first choice, and my second choice is Emerging Market at Clarovich Stables. Very dangerous group. You throw out. He's another one that got hit all sorts of problems in the Derby. If you look back at his 102 Brisnet, and he threw a 2 Thorograph number, and only his second start in the Louisiana Derby. He did beat Golden Tempo that day by what? Length and a half?
Yep.
This one's a little bit longer, though, or a mile and 3/16, but who knows if they run straighter. Emerging Market was hung very wide.
It's a smaller field. Just to say that it's a smaller field.
Yeah, an Emerging Market, and this one it does have enough speed to be kind of around. I know they list him as a closer, but sometimes he runs some decent early fractions, like he did in the Louisiana Derby. He wasn't far back at the second call. He was 2 lengths. And anyway, he's my second choice. He's a bit of a price at 6-1. My third choice, I'm going with the other Mike Rapoli, the speed. I'm thinking Power Shift might be able to hang on. Where he is in only 3 races. Now, he did finish second to Emerging Market in his maiden race at Tampa Bay by only 3/4 of a length. His Thorograph numbers are right there with the others. He's only maybe a point behind a Golden Tempo, but he's only making his third start. His top numbers is just as fast as Golden Tempo, and he's going to be inside, saving ground. He didn't run well in the G3, 2 back, but he popped back again and won, broke his maiden last race on May 2nd at Churchill Downs. Pletcher, Luis Saez. I think the speed, maybe he wins the race. Who knows? His numbers, if he makes a jump forward, he can possibly even win this race. He opens 12-1. He's just kind of outclassed against this bunch right now. But he has a speed. He doesn't have to worry about class. Just let him go. He's inside. Save ground. And now this is a tough one, but I will show respect for Golden Tempo and list him 4th in this race. Let me just make sure I got the right horse there. Yeah, 4th. Because I think Cherie has him ready to go. And he's going to be around. The horse has never missed the board. So, deep closer, Jose Ortiz up again. 7-7-7-3-3. Well rested. Did have a very quick workout, last workout.
Which horse you talking about?
Golden Tempo.
Okay.
Yeah, 48th, 3rd of 49. That's not a bad workout. May 30th workout at Keeneland. Okay, that's a sharp workout nonetheless. Yeah, 2 horses that Commandment, I think, might be a little gassed. He's had a very busy campaign lately, and he got roughed up in the Kentucky Derby. The horse really has, he had 5 straight wins going at one point. But, I put Commandment, Chief Wallaby, maybe even Golden Tempo in the same group. Those 3 horses, they're all very highly respectable, but, when there are other faster horses in the race, Commandment is tough. I got to watch the board on him. By the third graph, he's just a 4 machine, runs 4s all the time. Golden Tempo is running 3s. Renegade's running 1s and 2s. It's very tough race. For me, 4, 8, 2, 9. And for you, Robert, 9, 4, 7, 8. I think we got it covered there. The big pick 5 plus the Kentucky Derby. Any closing thoughts, Robert?
No, I mean, I kind of will hold on a second. I'll just because for your betters, I have my my Saturday pick 5. So
all right. So mark those down, everybody. 4, 5, 6, 9, 10. And you got the single there. Everyone will be rooting for you there, Crude Velocity. And you can get this done.
we'll see what happens. May the horse be with you, as you said.
Thanks for joining us, Robert. Thanks for joining
you,
everybody. May the horse be with you. Best of luck.
Big shout out to John Silver. We didn't have him on the show tonight, but I wanted to shout out to John Silver. Much respect.
John DeSilva. Hey, John. Best of luck to you, John. I'll be talking with you. Okay,
Yes,
have a good night. Have a good one, everybody. Enjoy the races and win big.